All right, hey, this is Brent Conley. Just want to talk to you a little bit about growing your real estate business. Thanks for visiting my channel, and I'm going to dive right into it so we don't waste your time. I appreciate you coming to my channel though. So hit the like, the subscribe button if you're on social media or YouTube, and share this if you find this valuable to anybody that is a real estate agent. Am I getting paid in proportion to the value that I bring? Am I getting paid to the proportion for the value that I'm bringing? Now, this can be as a real estate agent, as a listing agent. This should be a question that you can answer to a buyer for when you're presenting the buyer presentation. This could be as a team leader. Am I getting paid to the proportion that I'm bringing, the amount of value in proportion that I'm bringing to the agents that are in my world? Think about that question. It's probably one of the most profound questions to help guide you forward into 2025 and 26 for that matter, probably a lifetime. Figure out, am I delivering enough value, right? And what that ROI is and what the lost ROI is on that. If I didn't perfect my skills presenting and articulating my value when I'm delivering the buyer broker agreement to sign a buyer up for my services, then what am I missing? And what skills do I need to have in order to make sure that I don't lose another one, right? This is the world in real estate changed this year. So that's a relevant piece of information that you need to think about, because a lot of real estate agents out there, unfortunately, are still defaulting on the old ways, and they're still defaulting on being glorified door openers. So you've got to really look at what you're doing. If you're a team leader, what's your mission going to be in 2025? Think about that incorporate your vision, of course, but what's your mission? Your mission is to sell 100 houses, okay? If you break that down per month, it's about eight houses per month. And can you do that by yourself, or do you need a buyer's agent, right? And then every single week, are you on your mission? How many agents are you gonna have to hire? Like, say you wanna grow your team to 30 agents. How many agents per month are you going to have to bring in with natural attrition and interview in order to capture 30 agents? And how long is it going to take you? So if it's going to take you, hey, I want to get 30 agents over the next year, then I've got to bring in X amount of agents per month. I've got to interview probably another 2 or 3 more than that, right? Because they're not going to qualify to join your team or join your organization or whatever. And am I focused on that activity? What is my mission? And that could be a mini mission. That could be part of the mission. So think about that. If you're a team leader and you're trying to sell 100 houses a year plus recruit 30 agents, then we've got to really dive into the numbers and the activities involved and be dialed in on the mission. And nothing else matters. Nothing else can take you off your path when you're on your mission. Okay. So if you're recruiting agents, I'm going to talk about this too for the team leaders who are out there. If you're recruiting agents and potentially you may not have enough clout in the industry, you may not have enough deposits of goodwill in order to ask them to join your company, your organization, or your team. So you've got to start thinking about how to position yourself over the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months to get to know the other real estate agent that you want to hire on your team. So I'll do this, and I play a game of, hey, everything's long-term relationship building. I don't care what happens in the short term. Not at all. I am 100% detached from the outcome. I know if I continue doing my activities and I continue doing, putting out the goodwill, offering advice, giving free advice, The people that are attracted to what I have to say are going to come to work with me. That's how I've built every single organization out there. And so I'll always give first. I'll offer to take people to lunch. I'll offer to take people to dinner, right? Coffee. I want to get to know them and their business, see if they're a fit for me just as much as they're trying to interview me to see if I'm a fit for them, right? And it's okay not to be a fit and still be friends. But my mission is to hire agents, a certain amount of agents. But if I'm not in rapport and relationship with them, it's going to be a lot harder. Or I can close them, but I won't be able to keep them because I didn't build enough rapport with them. I didn't build enough trust with them. I didn't probably listen long enough to really fully understand who they are and what they're about and what they're trying to accomplish in their business. I was looking at my needs in my business and closing because I knew how to close them. So there's difference there. And so if you're a team leader, you're trying to grow your business, think about that. Don't just hire real estate agents to hire real estate agents because it's kind of a waste of your time because they're not going to stay. And it's not fair to them. Okay, it's not fair to them if they come on board and they got sold a bill of goods and now you've disrupted their business. So be considerate, get to know them and their business and see if it's really a good fit for them before they come over and make all those life-changing decisions. All right, it's the end of the year and a lot of changes are going on. Just so you know, the last 12 months, like 14% of all real estate agents move companies. There's a lot of movement going on. Typically it's like 5-6%. So there's a lot of frustration out there since, there's 3.8 million homes that were sold over the last 12 months, down from a few years ago. It was like 7.5 million or something like that. It was crazy. So there's a lot of agents struggling right now. A lot of them trying to figure it out. They don't want to leave the business. They like the business, but a lot of them need to figure out that they need leadership. They need strong guidance and they need people that believe in them and their ability. And they also need people to hold them accountable to their goals, right? They don't need babysitters, but they need people to say, hey, you're off track. What's going on? Hey, you told me you're going to close 3 deals a month, and I see that you haven't closed any for the last 6 months or 3 months. Probably you shouldn't take 6 months to know that, but let's say 3 months. That's probably max. What's going on in your life? You need to hold some type of constant communication with them, and it's going to help them in their business, going to help you retain real estate agents. So think about that. All right. So one of the things that I want the real estate agents out there and the team leaders out there to consider, this is going to be an eye-opener that I think it's worthy of writing down. Over-deliver to everyone in your world. And I'm talking massive, massive contribution. Over-deliver. Therefore, make it so great for them. If they ever do leave, they're comparing how awesome it was at your company, how awesome of a listing agent you were, how awesome of a buyer's representative you were compared to that next person. And then after they have a bad experience at that next place, they're coming back forever. I've got clients that way. I've got real estate agents on my team that way. I'm over delivering. And so I want to make sure that they're winning along with me, right? And even if they win and I don't, I'm okay with that. And that's part of why I've been successful. Leaders eat last. I really believe that. And so if I can make sure my people win, I know I'm going to win. I don't have that fear. So if you can translate that into your own agent business, if you can translate that into your team or your brokerage, whoever's watching this channel, you're going to win all day long and you're going to be a huge success. I want you to go back and revisit what you did last week. Okay. I know it's towards the holidays. We're heading into the holidays. What did you do last week? And was it productive? So right there is going to tell you what habits that you need to start creating and what habits you need to break real quick. You need to look at that right now and see what's going on with your business. So if you start implementing some of this stuff, you're going to see the wins. And some of the stuff's going to take longer, but that's okay. You'll still see the wins. All of these are principles. principles that will help drive your business to consistent income over the next decade. Think about it. How do I generate consistent income over the next decade? And that's going to be basically what I talked about done over and over and over and over again. So think about that. Every single day I need to move the needle. I'm going to move the needle forward based on the habits and the activities and based on the mission I'm on this week. And it's okay if I don't have any wins, but as long as I did those activities, that's the win. And the rest of it's going to come. You know, your audience on social media, how much are they gaining from being in your world? If you're not an attractive person with the words that come out of your mouth, I'm not talking physical, with your heart, and you're always negative, that's probably something that you're going to need to change because it repels success. I'm pausing there so you think about that. Don't be repelling. Use some of these principles and these ideas and these tactics in order to build a strong foundation, good habits, good principles in your business, and you're going to succeed. You got to put in the work though. Wrapping up, next year, I'm going to give you a couple predictions. Next year, it's going to be either the same or a little bit over, maybe up to 10%, maybe 5% more transactions, maybe up to 10% more transactions. Depends on how these interest rates go. And so this year for a lot of people was tough, but I have some friends that had some banner years. And so a banner year. A friend of mine, $1.5 million in agent commission, killed it, just totally crushed it. And it slowed down for him, and now he's prospecting and gonna get more business, and I bet you he does it again next year. I have other friends that sold 1 or 2 houses. They're totally capable of selling 10, 15 houses. They just didn't work. Plain and simple. They didn't do the daily activities required in order to produce those results. Same thing with recruiting. Same thing with team building. Same thing with marketing. It's a numbers game. It's the boring activities that you have to do time and time again every single day that will add up to big results. All right, this is Brent Conley. Thanks for watching this channel. Hope you're getting some value out of it.